Hey guys, Adam Pratt here. Today I am going to be going over with you guys the miter saw that I use, my preferred choice. Today I'll be showing you the Dewalt DWS779, and also I'm going to tell you the reasons why I got the DWS779 instead of the DWS780. Really, there's only two main differences between the 780 and the 779. 780 has the XPS light system built in. It also has the built-in crown stops, which are typically right here, and normally you have one on either side. For the bevel, it would be at the preset joint. You just flip them out, so when you do the bevel, it will automatically stop at the degree. Anyways, I knew I was going to, I was purchasing this all mainly for crown only. However, I do not plan on doing the miter and the bevel. My main thing here is how to go as quick and efficient as possible, but yet doing the best work possible, which you can also see here, the cuts that we're doing on the crown. You can even see the joint there, barely even see the joint. And then look at the inside corners there. Back to the outside miters, you can just kind of see all the crown. So I'm using the DWS779 for all of this here. And what I went ahead and did is I did get a mobile cart. I will say I would have gone with the, I actually have another one, same saw as well, but my cart, I will say, is about 5 or 6 years old, getting a little abused, so I did have to get a new cart. I did have the Dewalt one. I would have preferred to have the Dewalt, but I did get the Delta. It's actually very, very similar to the Dewalt one. I will say that though. Anyways, so what I went ahead and did is I just made a little kind of a contraption here. I wanted to extend my table on my miter saw. That way I had a big, larger surface area, flat surface to work with. And how I extended it and connected it to the cart is essentially, this is like a clamp. So I did a 2x4 on the bottom, 2x4 on the top. I actually just use like the Simpson screws. It was a 4.5 inch long screw that I used to connect these two, and essentially it's working like a clamp system. Same thing on that side. You'll see the screws right there connecting it. Then I ripped this on the table saw. Same thing, got the Dewalt table saw, job site table saw as well, along with all my other Dewalt tools. Well, it's just a few of them. I don't know how you could do all the work without them. Cordless framing nail gun, got the cordless circular saw. Cordless brad nailer, definitely with doing all the trim work, definitely have to have that. DeWalt, the multi tool, the oscillating tool. Anyways, I set this up specifically for crown. The crown that I'm cutting here is a 7-inch crown, which you can see here. Okay, this is just like my sample, put it together. And I figured out the, basically the projection of it at the top. Okay, the projection outward, what I went ahead and did is I made this little jig. Can't write on here, I just put keep for my crown jig. Okay, this was the projection outward. Of course, when you are cutting crown, you are, let's just grab a scrap piece here. You are cutting it upside down. So really, this is the correct way for the crown that it gets installed. Where my thumb is, that's the bottom of the crown. But when you cut, it is upside down. Okay, one of the other huge reasons why I went with the DWS is they do have one of the tallest fences out of any of the other brands. So their fence is much taller on the back. That was one feature that you need to have, especially for when cutting crown like this. But this jig here, again, when I did the sample, I held it up to the wall like this. I felt the spring angle on the crown, and then I measured that projection outward on the top. Did a cut, ripped this on the table saw. This is what this is here. You put that down in there, which it is a tight fit, but it's supposed to be. That went there. Then I put this 2x6. That was part of the reason why I did this extended fence or extended table that I did here and here on either side. So I can mount this 2x6 on the top. 2x6 is slammed up tight up against this 1x here, which again, that's the projection outward. So you can see there perfectly tight. So when the crown goes in, let's just take this little piece out. We'll set that aside right there. So when our crown goes in, again, you cut upside down, which cutting upside down is nice because when you're doing your measurements from the inside corner to the outside corner here, you're measuring, you're cutting, your marks are on the bottom. Your marks are not on the top of the crown. So what's nice with cutting upside down is then you can see your marks. And then all you have to do once you make this is, okay, so this is already set up perfectly at the spring angle. So now when you want to cut an inside 45 degree, all you have to do, go straight to the 45 degree, go there, take this, put it in, cut it with the saw. That's it. Now you're cutting a perfect, this would be, if I were to cut this right now, this would end up creating a inside right is what this would be right now. So this would go on the right side. It would be equivalent to this piece right here. Okay. Really nice, really efficient being able to cut crown like that. It works nice when you're working on areas that are, if you have different angles rather than, when all the presets set up on a saw are all set up for inside and outside 90 degree corners. That's it. So if you have any other angle, you have to know what those angles are. There's no presets for those. So that's what's nice having this jig. When you have an odd angle, 22.5, if that's the miter cut that you need to do for outside 45 degree, you can easily do that. So that ends up making it really nice. Again, that's why I went with the DWS779, because this really does, with having this set up for crown, no sense to have the crown stops that are built in on the saw. Now I can do any angle as long as you set this up. But that is the main key. Have to set this up perfect. This piece here has to be perfectly parallel to the existing fence here. And that's part of the reason why you make this here, to help ensure that these two are perfectly parallel to each other. Anyways, that's the main reason why I went with this DWS779. Much less expensive, 300 less. I don't really need the built-in light. However, you can add the built-in light kit to this for about 80 bucks. You can add it. Crown stops, I felt, again, I don't need them because I have this set up here. Anyways, thanks guys for watching.